This program is proudly brought to you by PNG Motors, Gazelle International Hotel, and Telecom Limited.
Good evening, folks. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sports Scene. As always, I am your host, Jaylee Sapies. But let's get straight into tonight's show. Let's see what's coming up. AFL's PNG Mosquitoes prepare for their Pacific Cup. PNG Sports Hall of Fame sees 2 new inductees. The Brothers Rugby Union Club celebrates their 50th anniversary. And we speak to Cricket PNG. But first, let's take a look at our weekend scorelines. Other than that, here are some quick local sporting updates. The PNG Orchids have been kicked out to the bowl category in the Pacific Championships after losing to Fetu Samoa 34 points to 12 at the Comback Stadium on Sunday. Meanwhile, the New Zealand Kiwis have been promoted to the Cup after defeating our PNG Kumuls 54 points to 12. The FIFA World Cup qualifiers are currently underway here in Port Moresby. Today saw our PNG couples battle it out. Now you can check out our socials for more updates. The PNG Mosquitoes are preparing for the Pacific Cup set to kick off next week. Let's take a look. AFL PNG's PNG Mosquitoes are currently in training for the upcoming inaugural Pacific Cup to be hosted on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia from November 18th to the 24th. Among the 28-man squad are 10 experienced players, including captain James John Lovai, who has represented PNG in AFL on the international stage 3 times already.
Yeah, I'm happy and looking forward to it to go down, especially it's been since the last World Cup was in 2017 that we was successful enough to win that one, and been 7 years now go down now. And it's been a big gap, and having these young ones on board as well, like from the junior development coming up and stuff, and it's a big change. So, but we've worked on it for the last 2 months coming up. So, like we've tried to stick to our strength and our game plan that executively. So when we go down there, we can execute it and hopefully get a good outcome of it. And Karim Cup come back. So yeah.
Also preparing for the Pacific Cup is Lamana Dockers' David Patrick, who is confident of his selection to the Mosquito side. Meanwhile, assistant coach John Kaloga Timothy says the team has prepared well and are ready for the Pacific Cup.
The boys are well prepared. Okay. Their level of training at the States is about 95% going to the end of the week now. So they are really focused compared to the start of the training where we ended our season, our former AFL season early, and then the boys had to wait for another 2 weeks to start on the train on sport.
All right, but very exciting news for AFL PNG as they prepare for their Pacific Cup. But we'll take a quick break now. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll have more for you on Sports Scene. Welcome back to Sports Scene. The PNG Sports Hall of Fame celebrated Subul Babo and Ryan Pinney as its newest inductees at the PNG Sports Hall of Fame 8th induction ceremony last week. Let's take a look. The Papua New Guinea Sports Hall of Fame celebrated two exceptional former PNG athletes during its 8th induction ceremony held last week, Thursday, the 7th of November 2024, at the APAC House in Port Moresby. Subul Babo of athletics and Ryan Pinney of swimming were officially recognized for their contributions to sports in PNG, joining the prestigious group of athletes honored for their remarkable achievements and lasting impact.
And welcome to the 8th edition of the Papua New Guinea Sports Hall of Fame.
Subul Babo, born on June 1, 1996 in Namatanai, New Ireland Province, began his athletic journey in soccer before finding his stride in sprinting. While being a member of the PNG Defence Force, he transitioned to athletics under the guidance of coach Jim Fern and quickly made a name for himself. Known for his achievements in the 400 meters, Subul set a Pacific Games record of 46.77 seconds in 1991, a record that still stands today. He also helped the PNG men's 4x400 meters relay team qualify PNG for the 1992 Olympics with a time record, while his 400 meters national record was held until 2009. Competing in 2 Olympic Games, 1 Commonwealth Games, and several Pacific Games, he led PNG to gold in the 400 meters. This was in the 1991 South Pacific Games, setting national records. After retiring in 1997, Subul dedicated himself to coaching, mentoring young athletes, and living an enduring legacy in PNG athletics.
Running in front of home crowd, families, it's totally different from when you're far away from them. I'd like to say thank you to PNG Olympic Committee for recognizing me as somebody to deserve this award. I thank you.
Ryan Pinney began his swimming career at age 6 with the Baroko Swimming Club, where he developed under coach Liz Wells to become one of PNG's most celebrated athletes. His career highlights include winning gold in the 100 meters butterfly at the 2006 Commonwealth Games and earning medals across 5 Pacific Games, accumulating 28 gold, 12 silver, and 4 bronze medals. Internationally, he reached the finals in the 2008 Beijing Olympics and won a bronze in the 100 meters backstroke at the 2012 World Aquatics Championships. Beyond his swimming accomplishments, Ryan has held influential governance roles, advocating for athletes' rights within the Pacific Games Council and World Aquatics. Recognized with an MBE in 2006 and a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2008, he continues to inspire as Corporate Development Manager at Theodist and a prominent sports leader. Together, Subul and Ryan embody the spirit of excellence, paving the way for future generations in Papua New Guinea's sporting community.
Every time I represent Papua New Guinea on the international stage, I knew I was not alone. I carried with me the dreams and aspirations of the nation. The pride that our people feel is something I see and feel every day. It's in the smiles of our young athletes, in the eyes of those who support and believe in our potential, and in the hearts of every Papua New Guinean who dares to dream. I'm deeply humbled to receive this recognition and immensely proud to share it with the people of Papua New Guinea. May we all continue to soar high, just like the beautiful Kumul, and carry our nation's spirit with us wherever we go.
Speaking at the ceremony, PNGOC President Emma Waiwai congratulated the inductees and highlighted the significance of their recognition.
Tonight we celebrate and honor the extraordinary feats of our 2024 inductees as we relive their sporting greatness. Their achievements remind us that greatness lies within each of us, waiting to be awakened through sport. Tonight I am honored to present to you two extraordinary individuals. As you listen to their journeys, consider how they prepared, performed under pressure, and carried themselves with grace in both victory and defeat. Their success is a testament to the power of attitude, determination, discipline, perseverance, and humility. The Hall of Fame connects us to the legacy of past generations while offering relevance to today's athletes. By celebrating these inductees, we not only honor their achievements, but also strengthen the legacy of sport in Papua New Guinea. Induction into the PNG Sports Hall of Fame is a distinction reserved for those who have made an enduring contribution to our nation's sport. Their place among PNG sporting elites is well deserved, and their legacy will be preserved and celebrated for generations to come. Tonight we celebrate and honor the extraordinary feats of our 2024 inductees as we relive their sporting greatness. Their achievements remind us that greatness lies within each of us, waiting to be awakened through sport.
Established by the PNGOC in 2011, the PNG Sports Hall of Fame honors individuals who have achieved excellence in sports and contributed to the nation's sporting development. Past inductees have been celebrated for their efforts in putting PNG on the global sports map. Babo and Pini now become the 24th and 25th members of this prestigious circle. How very well deserved there. But on to rugby union now. The Brothers Rugby Union Club celebrated a significant milestone last week, their 50th anniversary. Let's see how it went. The Kramer Osenko brothers from the Capital Rugby Union competition celebrated their 50th anniversary at the Hilton Hotel last week in Port Moresby. This significant event was officially opened by the SSM choir group of Rabaul, East New Britain Province, as well as an opening prayer by a former Brothers player, Pastor Tom. An interview reel by Brothers original member, Justice Ere Kariko, was showcased on the night, sharing and highlighting some of the club's fondest memories.
University, but when I met these friends, they said, no, we started a club last year called Brothers.
Other speakers on the night were Harvey Nee and Dr. Edith Kariko, who represented both the old boys and old girls respectively. Mr. Nee acknowledged President George Coy for the tireless efforts and commitment towards leading the club this far and made a special mention to 15 of the original members of the Brothers Club who were present on the night. Meanwhile, Dr. Kariko says she is grateful that the club is a place where players continue to feel at home.
Thank you all for being here, for your unwavering support, and for believing in what this club stands for. Let's make this season one to remember. Congratulations.
But the highlight of the event was special guests and rugby union legends Adam Ashley Cooper, who is a 15-year Wallaby player, and former professional dual-code rugby footballer who primarily played as a winger across both codes, Lottie Takiri.
Yeah, the Brothers Rugby Club, 50 years. It's really good to be a part of. I think any time a rugby club can get to that time in their life, especially in a hard market in such a strong rugby league country as Papua New Guinea, and to have a rugby union club 50 years, that's probably older than the independence, right? So it's an honour to be here, and very happy to celebrate with the Brothers Rugby Club. They've done really well with how they've brought their club up. I think the president, GK, he's really led the club well. The young boys know what they're doing, and it's a great club to be a part of, it seems, and they seem to have success. Obviously not last year, but they've had that success over the last few years. I think it teaches discipline. I think I think it teaches camaraderie. I think it teaches community. I think it teaches inner strength, working through problems. All of that stuff, sport in general and professional sport in general produces all of that. If you have a good team and you have a good team environment that pushes those things, which brothers seem to have, I think you're in the right path. If you're having fun and you're competing, that's two of the main things. Have fun, and yes, competition's good, but compete on all the plays. So competition, compete, and have fun.
All right, it's time to go for another break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, we speak to Cricket PNG's David Drew and Tatenda Taibu. Welcome back to Sports Scene. All right, let's talk about Cricket PNG now. We'll talk about the 2024 year as well as what's to come. Now, joining me on set tonight to discuss this is PNG Lewas coach David Drew as well as PNG Barramundis coach Tatenda Taibu. Welcome back to Sports Scene.
Thanks for having us. It's good to be back.
All right, now can you just give me a quick summary for 2024 for Cricket PNG?
Well, I think we will try to dissect it into the Barramundis, and then we'll dissect it with the Lewas. So with the Barramundis, the big thing obviously was the T20 World Cup, and obviously we had great preparations for that. We went to Oman, Hong Kong. We had a little bit of a stint in India. We also went to Malaysia. And that was quite successful. Then we went to St. Kitts to play a few warm-up games just before the T20 World Cup, where we then played our 4 first-round matches, which I was really proud with the way our boys played and fought, obviously against some of the best in the world. So that after that finished, we get them a little bit of a break, and then we had to hit the road running again because of the Challenge League 2. Now, the Challenge League 2 is the 50-over competition, the run-up to the 50-over competition, which is another World Cup version, but this time it's the 50-over rather than the T20. So we were quite successful in that, and before we went to Kenya for that, we went to Uganda to play a few warm-up games just to get the boys acquainted to the weather in Africa and how the pitches play in Africa. And then the boys did themselves proud. We ended up joint first with Jersey, and our second round of that is actually happening in Jersey come mid next year.
Right. How about the Lewas?
Yeah, so we started off the year with a win at the Pacific Cup over in New Zealand. That was really good. I just joined the team then. Tatenda was sort of looking after the girls at that stage, and I came and joined. which is really pleasing. Then we headed to Zimbabwe and Dubai. We played a couple of games in Zimbabwe, a couple of T20s and some one-dayers. And then we went to Dubai where we played a couple of one-days against Scotland and the USA. And that's where we gained our ODI status. So we're currently 16th in the world, which is very pleasing. And then we had an exciting trip to Germany first, and then to the Netherlands where we played a few more 50-over games. And then we tried to get a couple of T20s in, but unfortunately the weather over there interrupted. But all in all, it was really good. And for our first year together, well, my first year with the girls, it's been very, very pleasing to see their development, and I'm looking forward to sort of seeing how they go going forward.
Right now, obviously so much progress this year, and some good news for some of the players. They're going on player placements. Please tell me about that.
With the Barramundis, we're trying to have some kind of a structure throughout the year where we have players regularly playing a lot of matches, because with any sport or with anything for that matter, the more you do it, the better you become at it. So, cricket is no exception. So the more you play games, the better you become. So others will improve quicker, others will improve slowly, but as long as you're playing, you will get better. So we're trying to get away from practicing a lot to playing a lot. So the best way, we thought the best way of doing that is to use the club system that's already working in Australia, get some of the players to play in that club setup. So we've managed to get 9 players who are going to Australia to play club cricket. And the rest of the players, which are mainly the younger players, we need to really drill their technical side of the game, so that when the older guys come back and they're joined with the younger guys that would have 5 months of really drilling the technical side of the game, they would be at some level of they would have a bit of power in terms of their technical aspect of the game. So that is the plan, and when they get together, we start our preparations or the trials and preparations for the upcoming games that I've already mentioned that are happening in Jersey.
Right now, how did they go about this? How did they get selected to be a part of this team?
So it's a bit of hard work from both ends, a bit of hard work from our end, a bit of hard work from the clubs in just communicating and opening this dialogue which has happened, and we're hoping that it will carry on for years to come. I think it takes a lot of pressure away from our local ground, because we only have one turf net, and also it just gets the players playing a lot.
Right now, David, from this player placements, there's 9 male and 1 female. Can you just tell me about the female player?
Yep. But before we go on to that, we're doing it a little bit differently. We've got our Sialis, who are under the 19/23s, who are going to Perth to play in the Cricket Australia Under-19 Championships. They've played the last couple of years in that, so we're travelling to Perth. So that's a squad of 14 who'll head over to do that, which is great. And then we've also got 5 of our players playing in the East Asia Pacific team to represent East Asia Pacific and obviously PNG at the Australian Country Championships. So unlike the boys, we don't have actually players going to set clubs. We've got them doing tours, which is good, except for Hanau Thomas, who's been selected for the Brisbane Heat as part of the international draft, or the associate member draft. She nominated herself, didn't get picked up in the actual draft, but clubs are allowed to contact players afterwards, and she was selected to travel to the Heat. So she arrived there on Saturday. I've texted her a few times and everything's going well. She's settling in well. She's with some of the other players, so a few of the girls from South Africa and India are actually staying in the same place that she is. So she's getting to know them and getting to know the Heat girls as well. But it's just a tremendous opportunity from a Cricket Australia point of view and from a WBBL and obviously the Heat to allow us to send the player over to get that experience as well. So and I hope it continues.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back to wrap things up. Welcome back to Sports Scene. All right, it's time to find out what's trending in the sporting world. Inter Miami and Lionel Messi were dumped out of the MLS playoffs when they suffered a shock elimination in the first round of the Major League Soccer playoffs on Saturday, losing 3-2 to number 9 seed Atlanta United on home soil in the best-of-3 series decider. Novak Djokovic won't be competing in the ATP finals due to an injury, which also caused him to withdraw from the Paris Masters. Djokovic is the defending ATP final champion and only won Olympic gold in 2024. Now, he spoke to Sport Club earlier. Djokovic revealed that he will be back in 2025 to bag his 25th major. And popular for her unusual routine at the Paris Olympics 2024, Australian breaker Rachel Gunn has announced her retirement. Gunn, who is also known as Ray Gunn, was trolled and criticized for her routine in Paris, which also led to conspiracy theories about her qualification for the event. But that is what's trending. Now it's time to take a look at what's coming up this weekend. Alright, but that's what's coming up this weekend. Now, if you're heading out, be sure to stay away from the sun and always have a bottle of water with you. But here's a fun fact. On this day in 1993, Don Shula becomes the coach with the most wins in NFL history. Alright, before we wrap things up, if you have a sports-related story you'd like us to cover, please contact us on 312-9229, or you can Facebook us, email us, or drop by our office at Level 2 Garden City, Boroko, here in Port Moresby. But that is a wrap for tonight's show. I hope you enjoyed my company because I certainly enjoyed yours. I will be back same time, same place next week right here on your number one to watch. I am Jaylee Sapies and this was Sports Scene. Good night for now.
This program was proudly brought to you by PNG Motors, Gazelle International Hotel, and Telecom Limited.